Welcome back, everybody. Today we have a very special guest joining us on the podcast. We have our one and only local Fort Worth resident, Chandler Cooper.
What's
Chandler,
up, guys?
welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Super excited to be here.
Glad to have you on the show. So a little bit, I want everybody to tell us a little bit about you. Where you're from, what's your background. I know you're into music a lot right now. So been in music, that's your career. So I want to hear about that story and kind of where we got to today.
Yeah, I'm from Cleburne, Texas. It's a little town with some dirt roads and a little historic downtown. And I started pursuing hip hop in 2010 when I was in middle school. I started writing every day, and I wanted that like rapper ego of like I'm gonna be the best rapper of all time. And then a couple years passed me doing it a lot, and I just kept singing the hooks, and I was like, I'm just gonna sing because I'm better at singing than rapping. I was kind of Macklemore, like a little preachy, and so I was like, I'm gonna start singing, and so I just do some like hip hop elements and create pop music, and so I've been doing that since 2017. I've been singing.
So when you started like doing the hip hop stuff, like did you recognize you had a voice for pop music and singing and stuff like that at that point, or like? What was like kind of like the reason you started there with the hip hop before you like jumping into just general singing and stuff?
My parents definitely knew that I was gonna be the singer, and like I was like one of those like choir kids. I didn't like doing it, but I was really good at it.
Yeah,
and I didn't have a passion for singing. I had a passion for rapping. I heard some Eminem songs. One of my buddies, when we were in 7th grade, he showed me some Eminem songs, and I was like, not sold. And then he showed me Ass Like That by Eminem, and I immediately started writing. So I became a songwriter because I heard Eminem's song Ass Like That. And it was that blend of like, this dude's too angry and blah, 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 blah. And I like to have fun and keep it light and, be funny. And this isn't for me. And then I heard Ass Like That, and I was like, this is for me. I like this. And I just kind of hyper fixated on Eminem and just broke down how he structures songs and his songwriting and like his syllable work and his vowel work. And so I just kind of became obsessed, still obsessed. I like modern M even more than I like Slim Shady.
Okay.
Like, that's a great, like, I have to fight for my life every time I say that. I'm like, I like when he rhymed Ben Stiller with Chinchilla. Like that's fire to me. So that's and I just started singing the hooks to my songs. So I wasn't a fan of how people were singing them, and then I started expanding my palette, and I learned about John Bellion, who's a really incredible writer. He's a pop artist who is kind of the same as me in the way of like all hip hop, but making like polished pop records. So I just got like really really into the whole thing of it, and started working with my buddy Jaden, who I met because I was doing social media in Los Angeles, and it was my buddy Jaden Gray from a band called The Grays, and he started producing for me and co-writing for me and stuff, and we started working together, and the rest is kind of history with it. So
did your family have like a background in music?
My dad did.
did?
My dad's from Guatemala, and he was in a group called Black Fever.
Oh, that's a fucking dope name.
Yeah, dude, it's not patented. It's not. We could take it.
Trademarked or
We
anything.
could take it.
What kind of music was it?
It was soca music. I don't
know what that is.
I only know it through Black Fever. Yeah, but he was like a Spanish music, and he was like also did a bunch of covers, like Lionel Richie covers and stuff like that. And he was like a big Bob Marley dude. So
he your parents most definitely approved this career path type thing.
Yeah, for sure. And it was one of those things where like my dad had some limitations where he wasn't allowed to really go forward with music, and it was his big passion. And so he's just like, with the rap stuff, they didn't like it, but they were like, we're not going to hold you back.
Oh, gotcha.
And then with the pop stuff, they're like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, like, if there were ever times, because I'm from Cleburne, Texas, so if there's ever any time where I was feeling like this isn't gonna work out, my parents were like, dude, it's not gonna work out because you're telling yourself,
Exactly.
they were very good about never agreeing with me when I was having doubts about myself. And
Keep you up positive.
And not even in a way of like, you're gonna be great, but in a way of like, this is your reality. You're not
Right.
born into infinite wealth and nepotism. Like you're gonna struggle a little bit. And it was cool. So it was cool to have without my support system around me.
Okay.
Right.
Without that support system, it would have been kind of nothing. And so I'm glad that, I'm very lucky to be in the position that I am.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the pop music is when I listened to your new song, "Looking for Sarah," right? Yeah, love the kind of lead up to that and like how that kind of all came about with like you leverage your strengths in social media to
Totally, yeah.
to like lean into like getting people hyped and waiting for that that release and stuff like that, but. You have a great voice, man. I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
really
Thank
good.
you so much.
I was like, damn, okay, this is good. Like, this
Thank you
is some
so
good music.
much.
I like it a lot. And where did that song come from? Like, what kind of inspired that?
My whole project that I'd been working on was a project called "I Got Dumped." Here's an EP, LOL, which was like I was doing the TikTok marketing for comedy, and I was like, I'm gonna have to really do something to honor that. And I'm going to need something that's going to make people click on it because that's the most powerful thing is for people to click. And I have to make it short, sweet.
Attention
to the
span,
point.
short.
Yeah, so it's 15 minutes and it's 5 songs and it takes you through the process of grief in which I experienced it during a breakup. And it goes from denial with my song He's About to Start to acceptance with New Chevy. Sorry, I got to remember. to acceptance with New Chevy. And so... I just kind of went through this whole motion of it, and then I released a song called Lexapro, and then I was like, okay, it's time to work on album number 2.
Yeah.
So then I kind of went to my friends, and I was like, it was my friends Houston, Jaden, and Silas, and I was like, guys, I want to make a song. I was like, I have my girlfriend Sarah. I'm not depressed. All my music is depressing. It's time I want to make a love song, but I don't want it to feel corny. But I want it to be obvious that it's different.
Yeah.
And so like I had a song called Eye to Eye, which was like, I can't even feed myself. Can I just be myself again? I had all these like really sad songs. And then we came up with Looking for Sarah. And it was interesting because it was like I had pitched the idea for Looking for Sarah, and we all just got drunk and made it. We all just got hammered.
Hey, that's the best way everything gets started, dude.
Dude, hell yeah. Yeah, that's kind of always been the process with me is like get drunk and just try.
Yeah.
Try something. That's always my thing.
I love the one TikTok video I was watching that you had where it's like it was I guess behind the scenes for a minute and everything. They're like, oh no, yeah, we're rolling. All of a sudden, black and white start crying and stuff. It was like, I can't find Sarah. She's like back behind you and stuff. It's like that was really good and really funny. It was just like so short and quick,
Thank you.
The TikTok for marketing. So you have a very big TikTok following. I saw online. You have a very huge following there. What did you do that like that when you say you did TikTok marketing for comedy? Is that your personal brand, or were you also doing it for the people too? Like,
it was my personal stuff. It was I started off on Vine, and then I moved over to Musical.ly, and then Musical.ly turned to TikTok, and I had to kind of adjust. Now I do Instagram more than I do TikTok, but with TikTok, I had built my way up by doing comedy on there. I wanted to be a pitch in a room that I wasn't in. That was always my thing. Is I wanted to be so like back when I started on. I had the skill set of songwriting, and a bunch of social media people wanted to become artists because of the passive income of it.
Yeah.
And I needed shout outs. So I would write people songs, or I'd sit there in sessions with them, and I would write them songs in exchange for shout outs. So I just used that as my leverage because it's like I couldn't go up to someone and be like, hey, let's make a video together if I didn't have anything to benefit. And that's just kind of how it was, especially when I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just wanted to build up and make music connections. And so I was like, well, what am I good at other than music? Because I'm not great at music. I was good at music at the time while I was trying to get my 10,000 hours to kick in. I was like, okay, it's time to really figure this out. And so yeah, I started using my skills to kind of make that happen.
yeah,
But yeah, that was
awesome.
it. I was going somewhere with it, but I forgot.
Hey, that's so pretty
I just love talking about myself so much.
It's so much fun.
There's so many things I could say about myself.
Was there like a moment, like with the TikTok rise, and even on Instagram? Because on Instagram you have like what 200,
About 200,000.
Yeah. So like, was there ever like a point where it just like went from like this to like way up here, or was it very much a gradual like? I feel like everybody kind of has a different story with that, but I'm curious like, what your story was.
Everybody
there.
does have a different story, and I've always been pretty jealous of the other stories because mine has always been gradual. And then in 2021, I developed a character online, and that character got a lot of attention.
Yeah,
and some good attention, some not so good attention. But I rode with it, and every time I posted a video, it would like go, for my standard back then, viral. And so, I had this thing where I remember in 1 week in 2022, in 1 week I created this. I started pulling weeds, and I don't know if you've ever seen the weed pulling videos.
Yeah,
but
I saw that.
If you have, I'm sorry. That's how it is in most TikToks. I always have to apologize. But I gained like 100,000 followers in a week, so I quickly stopped doing the weed pulling because I didn't want to be the weed pulling guy.
Yeah.
Because like I'm like, oh shit, I have an album to promote. Like I don't want to be the guy that I'm like, yo, check out my music. They're like, pull a weed, bitch. So am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Fuck.
There you go.
So yeah, I didn't want the pull a weed, bitch. Thanks. But yeah, no, mine was pretty gradual, and I watched a lot of people like gain 1 million followers in like a couple of weeks, and then a couple of weeks later they lose their momentum, and then now they're getting 1,000 views and they have 2 million followers. And I saw that happen way too much, and so mine, I built a dedicated fan base, and when stuff started going a little bit too viral, I'd pull back a little bit and kind of recenter.
Interesting.
But I didn't want to be one of those flavor of the week guys on TikTok who's known for one thing and then can't stick with anything else. I don't have videos to promote. I have music to promote, and so that was kind of my thing. But it was with Instagram though. It was pretty quick. It was like within I heard TikTok was going away, so I posted all my old TikToks on Instagram. And then they went so viral. So I was posting like 15 of them a day, but not working on anything. So I was posting them to keep them all in one place because, like I said, I came from Vine. I didn't want to lose my TikToks like I did Vine. And so, yeah, that was kind of, I posted those, and then they just kept going viral and viral. Next thing I knew, it was like 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers. And with those, I didn't mind because I was just tossing in promos and stuff every time something went viral. So that was my thing with that.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say that. Oh, I'm going a little too viral. I got to pull back a little. Everyone's like, yeah, lean in, keep going, don't stop.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. It works though, especially when I just am so oddly niched. I have another page where I just fart. Like I have a farting page, and I'm like, cool.
How many followers you got there?
Got 300,000 on that one.
Some people are
that's crazy,
fun,
man.
Fun people.
Some people have DM'd me like, they're like, I'll send you $100 for a fart video, and then you say my name. And then at first I'm like, all right. Greg. Here we go, dude.
Greg Miller.
Onlyfarts.com. That's the next big viral sensation, probably, right?
I'm telling you
Whatever
guys, we
makes you
still
money.
need to do our OnlyFans account. Just like
Take note of you.
Oh my gosh,
I wanted to do OnlyChans where it's just me shirtless, shaving, and farting.
there you go.
I thought that'd be fire.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, do you look into the camera, or do you just like doing
the whole trick is I never directly look into the camera. I look through the camera, so my eyes are slightly in different directions.
Oh.
So it's just uncanny enough to make you just kind of
really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that's
funny.
There it is.
There it went.
Oh, man.
That's how you make gold, people.
That's how you do it.
That's
Next thing you know,
amazing.
you can make pop songs about being sad. You'd be like me, dude.
Oh man, that's great. Well, so it sounds like you keep yourself pretty busy with the music and social media and all that stuff. But we're on a gaming podcast, so let's talk about some gaming here a little bit.
Dude, yeah, absolutely.
What have you been playing lately? What does strike your fancy?
I dove really deep into The Last of Us Part 1 and 2. Beat both of those. I've found myself after I beat The Last of Us Part 2, I could talk about The Last of Us Part 2 for like 8 hours and not repeat myself.
Yeah.
Playing that. My friends know me as like the GTA fiend. Like I used to like GTA 5. I used to like be able to, if somebody made a GTA 5 account like on online and downloaded it for the first time, I could get them $1 million within like 2 hours. Which is, I was good.
Sounds
at
like a
GTA.
great TikTok video right there.
Dude.
Dude,
I should
Run through real quick.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to try to get my friend $1 million in GTA in 30 minutes. Before we get started, guys, make sure you like that button below and go subscribe to my Patreon. I could do it, dude. I could be faceless.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to do it today.
Do it.
There you go. You
I
know,
want to see this.
that's awesome.
We need help with GTA.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we were playing. We jumped into GTA Online. When was it? A year or two ago,
was a
something like
year
that.
ago.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what to do in
It
this
was the
game.
heist,
I
right?
haven't.
Like new heist was coming out. Or
Yeah, I
something?
think
Yeah,
it
new heist
heist,
was dropping,
something.
and we just got distracted. There's too many things on
There's
the screen.
so
Much
much.
shit happening, dude. And
The interactions menu used to be like 3 things you could do, and now it's like hundreds. And
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's like now GTA 5 could be in a college course. Like,
Yeah.
okay, here's how you go in passive mode. No, like GTA is definitely. I've probably put thousands of hours into GTA 5 on each.
Wow.
On Xbox 360, I probably put a couple thousand hours into it. On Xbox One, I know I put at least 1,000 hours, and then I've played casually on my PS5, the PS5 version, and it's like 500 hours. I'm like, that's no more than that. Last time I checked, I don't know.
Yeah.
is there anything you would like to see improvement on GTA Online?
Yeah, it just doesn't look great. Like it, like
no.
you know, it just doesn't look great anymore. It looks dated. You know,
like
it's
the controls.
I don't like. I don't. It doesn't feel like tapping. I get it. Like
Yeah.
tapping though to run.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
they intended people to put 1,000,000 hours into it. So it's like tapping to run is really, really obnoxious. But yeah, no, I think I'm excited for where it's gonna go. I've heard so many rumors.
Yeah,
I've
there's a
heard
lot. There's a
so
lot.
many rumors. Like I think one that I think is a dumb rumor, but I might put my damn foot in my damn mouth. I heard that you can like the way that you can spend $20 and get $1 million in GTA with like a shark card. I heard that you'll be able to reverse that. So get $1 million and cash out PayPal money.
What the fuck?
That's what I heard that they've
What
been
the
working
fuck?
on. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
But if it did, I would be able. Look, I'm not very confident in a lot of things I say gaming wise, but if that were the case, I would become a millionaire because I would be. Dude, not
There'd be a lot of people.
not to brag, but I'm dope as shit at GTA. Dude. Not to brag, but I grind GTA.
And they're paying out this money. I just don't see.
I don't see it either.
Yeah.
No, they're like, well, we got to make money. We can't be paying people to play our game.
I heard that Rockstar makes $7 billion a year off GTA Online.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Give me that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's true though.
Yeah.
But I've heard so much stuff. You know?
Yeah.
you can have a whole job in just GTA then. You know,
you
just
have your
play
own
it.
life.
Yeah.
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 That's
Oof.
insane to me.
I mean, it is giving the next metaverse. I mean, I think that's where we're going right here.
Yeah.
It's gonna-
Is that what they're wanting to do with it?
So I have heard a rumor that it is going to go kind of the path of like a Roblox and or a Fortnite. Kind of the Fortnite ecosystem now has like all these little sub games within it.
Yeah.
I think they want to like really lean into that with the new GTA.
Whoa.
Now this is just what I've heard, but I wouldn't put it past them. I think it's
Yeah.
fully capable
It's
now
capable.
of making that next step to be like. I mean, you already can with all the mods and stuff in the GTA Online that you can do all this stuff that
Yeah.
you can be an ambulance driver if you want. You can do this, you can do that, but it's like.
What is that?
don't
The
think
whole
it's gonna be
role
hard.
playing thing? Because they're doing
Yeah.
that in GTA Online and also Red Dead Online. The
Right.
whole role playing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Role-playing
Red Dead
servers.
Online's role playing was so cringe.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
when it first launched, I was like, all right, yeah, I'll sit at the bar and I'll put on an accent. Someone comes in, they're like, hey partner. I'm like, dude, I can tell that you're British, but let's go, dude. But then, of course, I'm like, oh my god, this is so cringe. Howdy, you know, I'm like, damn it, why am I playing along? Yeah, you know, I think that would be, I think that they could make. I think whatever Rockstar ends up doing, even if they take a creative risk, I think it will become the standard.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yes.
that it would. I think that if they did that, it would transcend through like the cringe. Like I can't imagine GTA 6 having a skibbity toilet update, but I think if they did do it, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
And see, that's what I was saying before. If Rockstar goes the route with GTA 6 and make it $100 for
Yeah.
like asking price, they're going to create the trend, and that's where games are going to start costing.
Yeah,
100.
whatever they
that,
do.
that was
is-
the rumor, was that the campaign would be X amount and the online would be X amount.
That's what they just did with GTA
So-
5.
Yeah.
When I got my PS5, I was like, okay, I'll get the PS5 version. And I played online so much. And then I was like, I'm going to play some story mode. And
Yeah.
then they were like, all right, it's $10 for story mode. And I was like, then I'm not gonna play story mode.
I'm not gonna play story.
Then I'm
mode.
not, but I don't know. I heard that one of the ex developers of Rockstar, he like kind of like low key whistle blew, and he said that they were wanting to give that price of like $100 and then charge you monthly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well,
as
they
well.
already kind of have that now with the what do they call it? There was the GTA Club thing you can pay.
Yeah,
for.
dude.
Rockstar
honestly,
Club.
Rockstar Club. Yeah, you know. So
I'm going to talk to the audience here for a second. If you do that, if you buy the monthly, coming from experience, I have to let you know, I don't know how to cancel it. I don't. I've been going on these rabbit holes. I don't know how to cancel it. I have paid $8 a month for like a year, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So, like, honestly, I did it, and I don't have the game downloaded for storage reasons. And when I re-download, it's like, hey, here's $9 million. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. I'm going to buy one car.
Oh, jeez.
And then it's like, now you need a bunker for that car. And I'm like, okay, no missiles, and it's going to explode. But just want to let you guys know, if you do decide to do that, do your research, because I honestly don't have it in me to figure. And also comment down below if you've made it this far. Comment down below the step-by-step instruction for PS5 users who have it connected to their PayPal, how to get rid of that.
Someone's going to attach a PDF file on there.
Because honestly, like, I look at the $8 a month and I just go, I get a notification on my phone. It's like, hey, you paid Rockstar this amount. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Hey, it gets you back in the game.
That's true.
Yeah, but if you're anything like me, it doesn't. So you just kind of go and then you're like I'll put on Twitter. I'm like or I'll put on X. It's time to pay bills. So I act like it's a bill. Like you know what I mean? I'm like adulting. It's literally GTA Online that I can't cancel.
Hopefully you can transfer all that over, you know?
Yeah, right.
I doubt it.
I am curious if they're going to do that.
There's gonna be like some kind of
be
thing.
a transfer for your online character from 5 to 6.
Well,
Maybe
maybe
like-
that, but like your money will be like there's
Yeah.
gonna be exchange
Oh,
rate. where
exchange
it's like,
rate, yeah.
For every $1 million you have, you get
You
a
get-
dollar.
you get $1 or 100.
That'd be all. That, you know what? If they did that, I still don't think I'd reimburse myself the $8 a month I pay. But at first I was like, it's $20 for a shark card with 1.25 million, or I can pay $8 a month. And then I'm like, okay, how to cancel? And they're like,
Yeah.
if you want to cancel, nah, dude, that's too much.
That's call the
That's
hotline. It's a game. If you can find the phone.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Go to Mount Chiliad at 1 a.m. and it'll spawn.
right next to the aliens and stuff.
You have to fight the aliens to get to the phone.
Get to the
Yeah,
phone.
and other players that want to kill you.
Oh, it's
They're
like a
trying to
Hunger Games
Yeah,
style.
they're trying to cancel too.
There's only one phone and 1,000 players. Someone has to get it.
Rockstar, if you're listening to this, stop listening to this.
Oh, they're probably like, oh, this is fucking money right here.
Put your clipboard down.
Oh yeah.
shit.
Oh man.
I'd
yeah.
play it. I might subscribe just to play.
It's gonna be something. I mean, it's gonna take over the world. So, are you a single player guy, or are you mostly on the online side? Like, do you like the single player too?
I beat the single player.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but it was one of those. I was like, I don't have much of the replayability. I tried to get back into it, but I was also like, this is long.
Yeah.
This is long, and I know I have the cheat codes memorized. So
nice.
as most gamers do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think honestly, I think my next project is gonna be I'm going to make a video where I'm gonna say, "What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Here's how you cancel online." Because now I can't stop thinking about it. That's a dumb thing I did.
Yeah.
I'm locked in now.
That'll be a perfect.
But then you think like $96 a year
yeah.
for
Yeah.
millions of dollars, dude.
Yeah.
To flex
wild.
on people who don't play GTA anymore. I don't have, all my friends I used to have, they don't roll with me in GTA anymore. You know what I mean? It's just me. I'm a lone wolf. I'm just a 26-year-old man playing GTA 6 and driving. I just kind of drive in circles at the airport now. I don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
You beat the game.
I beat the game, dude. I'm a millionaire.
I am GTA.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. You're just like up in your penthouse all alone. You're like, man,
Yeah.
this is all nice and everything, but shit, like, what do I do? It's
That's what I realized when I started playing GTA is that sentence, penthouse alone.
That's where it gets you.
I was like, that's why
Yeah.
money doesn't matter. That's why I want to pay $8 a month.
yeah.
Because money is not going to make me happy.
No.
I'm crying in a penthouse, drinking fake wine and smoking fake weed.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're hyped about GTA 6 then, I would imagine?
I am. I'm pretty stoked about it. And
Yeah.
I am not going to let anything touch my card for GTA 6.
Love it.
I'm saying that now. I'm going to be, But
Sure about that?
Unless they make it easy to cancel. You know, you never know.
yeah. They have me jumping through hoops right now, but I do a dive for an hour and then I go, whatever. It's $8. Who cares?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm excited for GTA 6. I'm very, very stoked. Very stoked. That's one of those games, though, that unfortunately no one's going to be able to get a hold of me for like a couple of months at least.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, he's working on another album. No. Dude.
GTA
No,
6.
dude, I'm grinding right now.
My stream's been going on for 5 days.
Nah, dude, I'm trying to get a fake Porsche in this game, dude. I'm trying to get a Comet.
Well, speaking of music and stuff like that, I think I just read, and I haven't confirmed this because it was a headline that I read, but there's supposed to be a station that's all Kendrick Lamar music inside of GTA 6.
That makes sense
that'd be kinda
because
cool.
the lab on GTA 5 is all Dr. Dre.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
And each one of those radio stations has a different niche artist that is like the Cult FM is Mac DeMarco.
Oh, really?
Like it's like each one is ran by somebody, some like A-lister.
I love the. I hope they bring back all of the satire that they have done so good with, in that game. But like, listen to radio broadcasters on those radio shows just crack me up so much all the time.
Well, the big
Legalize
thing they were
cocaine.
saying is like TikTok now is on there. So
Yeah,
like
that's
if
true.
you see something happen like out in the world, you can pull up your phone and see someone that recorded a TikTok of it as well.
Wow, that's cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
It's getting in depth.
I'll be curious to know how dynamic that is.
I don't know.
Is it scripted stuff at different moments? Like you'll just see that same thing, but or if it's, I don't know. I'm just curious to see how deep they go with that.
My standard is like my bar is on the ground because I remember when they released Red Dead 2. Fucking love Red Dead 2.
Yep.
But I remember like if you change your hat, somebody would go, nice new hat. And I was like, this is the most mind-blowing game. I was like, dude, this game is nuts. This is
get better
peak.
than
And
this.
I'm sitting there like drinking with my friends, like, hitting box mods because it's 2018. I'm like, dude, can't get better than this. She complimented my hat. I'm like, hey, what's up, Arthur? I like the hat. I'm like,
Meanwhile, I just played a game the other day, and it's like you kick a chicken, and the chicken just keeps walking. And you're like, okay, well,
you're like, that's
nothing
real.
happened,
That's
real. You're like, dude,
that's what happens.
Dude, it's getting real.
Yeah.
The chicken is self-aware, dude. He's acting like a real chicken.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm curious. Like, do you have any predictions of when you think it's gonna come out? I mean, obviously, it's supposed to be out this year.
This
but
year, man.
I don't think it's going to be out this year.
You don't think so either?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Just because like it's been over a year
2027.
since they made the announcement. I saw another Rockstar. It was a Rockstar guy. I've been keeping up with all these. I've been keeping up with all these dorky guys. And it was one of the dudes who left the GTA 6 project. He was like, I can't say anything about it, but one thing I will say is everybody keeps pressuring me about when this game is going to come out. If Rockstar decides that they're going to postpone it another year, they're going to do that. They're not going to release a half-ass game. They're not
Right.
going to release a game that has any bugs to it. So if that's what they decide they're going to, and you're not going to be able to stop them, and honestly, you would prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about Rockstar and Santa Monica Studios is like they take a while to release their games, but there's a reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe it'll be like Star Citizen. Everyone's just gonna play GTA 5 forever.
Yeah, I forgot
Oh, yeah.
about Star Citizen,
It's like,
man.
oh,
That
it's
thing
coming.
still hasn't come
Just
out.
Keep on milking everybody.
I'm pretty sure I paid for that. Have you heard of Star Citizen?
I have not. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Oh, okay.
I have not, and I just looked at him on record and said, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just like Star Citizen.
okay, Star Citizen.
I said, yeah. So now I said no, so I look like a
It is kind
dumbass.
of a game at this point.
It's like a PC space game that's like supposed to be like basically what No Man's Sky is before No Man's Sky came out.
Got
like
it.
big, huge grandeur, like really realistic. Fly up in space, land. Like you got to do all this stuff on your ship to land and get out and explore the world. I invested money in that game, which is like a $70 ship that I bought probably 10 years ago, and the game still hasn't come out. And they've made over like $30 billion or something like that
Whoa.
from investments. The game is playable, but it's never released.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, they had this
There.
crazy
Super early
trailers.
access.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Crazy trailers with like all these named actors in them. Like Henry Cavill's in it.
Yeah.
Mark
That's always a red flag to me.
I know. Yeah. Well, like, whoa, this is so awesome. It's like, oh, you can play it right now, and then, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, when I see like a dark scene in a video game trailer, and then here comes like an exact like uncanny valley version of Owen Wilson going, "Hey, what's up, Rockstar?" I'm like, we're fucked. This game is we're fucked. How much do they pay him?
Yeah,
how much
right?
they pay this guy? Yeah, but yeah, no, I damn, that sucks, dude. I don't have much to say. It's
I hope it's not like that. It won't be like that.
I think it's
but-
like one of those. I think another thing. I don't know how it works because obviously I'm just a dude who consumes the media, but I can't imagine 10 years of like 3 different consoles. You're like, yeah, I got this
Oh
game
my
polished and
gosh.
perfect, and it's like, all right, here's the specs for a PS5.
Yep.
You're like, shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I see why a lot of the cool stuff comes to PC first because
Right.
like that makes sense, you know. But
Yeah.
if you're trying to I've been, you know, what I was let down by was that Walking Dead game, Overkill's The Walking Dead.
This guy's face. Yes. I never
You
played
got
it.
that game?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get
Oh
it.
my god.
Dude, I was so excited
That
about
was
it.
supposed to be great.
It was supposed to be. It's a fucking pile of garbage. It's right there next to Gollum. So,
That was a
yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I was devastated. I was like, what happened to that? And I looked it up and I was like,
Of course.
Yeah.
Did they bring out a
Of
Dungeons and
course.
Dragons game a couple years ago too? That was like dog
Yeah,
shit.
it was dog shit as
Yeah.
well. Because I thought about getting it because we were all playing
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons. I was like, oh fuck yeah, cool nerdy shit. I'm into this now. And then
Right.
no, it was garbage. And I was like,
you know,
all right, cool.
I showed my parents Stranger Things because they're not very into like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're like into Schitt's Creek, and I showed them Stranger Things, and they just got. I love Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching Stranger Things since 2017. Here's the thing, though, I didn't fucking know. My mom goes, so that's what's gonna happen this episode, and I go, how do you know what's gonna happen this episode? She goes, anything that they play in the Dungeons and Dragons happens in the episode. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, they're talking about like Vecna. And I was like, I have zoned out that part so hard.
Come on, guys, get on with the plot.
I've zoned out Stranger Things with them talk. I don't know anything about D&D, so it's just in one ear out the other. And I'm just waiting on someone to break but I didn't realize Demogorgon could do it. So my mom tells me this and I'm like, oh shit, I just thought, whoa, it's cool. Look at that monster. Like, but I had no idea that 1, anything that they played happened. 2, that it was based around Dungeons and Dragons. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Even the whole Hellfire thing with Eddie.
Oh yeah.
Daddy. Yeah.
Eddie, baby, I just saw Steve. But like even that stuff, like that's the whole concept of the season.
Yeah.
No idea. Yeah, so
Is your mom a low key D&D player? You just don't know?
dude, she might be. My sister plays D&D, and I've never just watched Stranger Things with her, so I had no idea. It was
A lot of
just
TV shows do a lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And that's a good
Oh,
twist.
Yeah. Oh,
This
yeah.
is true. Yeah.
Brought a lot of people back to D&D.
Yeah, I bet.
I
To
did.
D&D generally.
Yeah. It's coming out soon. Stranger Things. I don't remember when, but it's coming out sometime
can't
this year.
believe it's
I
I
think.
did tell y'all my sister met David Harbour, right?
No.
Yeah, she works at a Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, Georgia, and they do like the ticket, like, hey, what's your name? And they're like, oh, it's for David Harbour. And Abby's like, is that actually like the David Harbour? And I'm like, who are you talking about? It's like, I'll take the food out there. She went to go take the food out there. It was him with a bunch of kids in the back, all the kids in the back.
Whoa.
From
Giving
Stranger
them
Things?
food from Stranger Things.
Dude, he was asking, instead of saying David H, he said
Yeah.
David Harbour. He was like, come on,
Come on.
come on, guys. Homo time.
And like I
using the
asked
company
Abby, I
card.
was just like, "Did you not ask for a photo?" She's like, "No, I thought it would be weird." I was like, "What did you say?" She's like, "Here you go," and she ran away.
Oh yeah. I met David Harbour on FaceTime one time because
Really?
I had a friend whose dad was friends with David Harbour. And I was a 2017 Stranger Things fan, and she wasn't. She didn't even know anything about Stranger
Yeah.
Things. She was like, hey, the guy from Stranger Things is here. And I was like, what? And so she FaceTimed me, and it's David Harbour. And I, very similarly, she's like, guy from Stranger Things. Apparently, he discovers the girl. And I'm thinking it's the guy from, what's that show? This Is Us?
Oh,
Who,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Who's like in that episode. She hands me the phone, and so I'm expecting the This Is Us guy, and I'm like excited to ask him a Stranger Things question. And then it's fucking David Harbour. And I look at him, I just freeze, and I go, hello? He goes, how are you? And it's like very clear that he was just handed a phone with someone on FaceTime with like no prep.
Right.
Because it's like, it's a fan friend. He's like, how are you? I'm like, big fan. And he was like, is your name James? I was like, no. He was like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan." He goes, "Oh, thank you, dude. What's your name?" I was like, "I'm Chandler." He was like, "Cool."
Non-impressive name, but
I was like, "Screenshot."
That's wild.
Yeah, he was like,
man, that's awesome.
"Yeah."
Also funny, y'all both had encounters with David Harbour. So that's
Yeah,
wild.
I
your
did.
sister
dude, like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
indirectly, both.
Yeah.
My mom met Andrew Lincoln, and she couldn't
cool.
remember his name.
Dude,
She's-
Andrew James Clutterbuck. I was just talking about that the other day. We started Walking Dead again. I was like, you know his name is Clutterbuck?
Clutterbuck?
I didn't
His,
know
last name
idea.
is, his name is Andrew Clutterbuck. He came to the States and they were like, hey, you need an American name. And he's like, Lincoln.
No fucking
His name is
shit.
Andrew.
Wow.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Clutterbuck.
Dude, I was a
that
Walking
just
Dead
destroys
fiend.
the illusion.
But yeah, my mom was. They used her gym for a movie shoot.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, and Bruce Willis was there and all that jazz, and like Andrew Lincoln showed up because he knew someone from the set, and my mom sat down with him and just talked to him. Didn't have a fucking clue who he was. I was
That's
just like,
crazy.
Awesome.
Dude, just like a I don't know, he's like a silver fox with just the softest British accent. His name is Clutterbuck.
Clutterbuck.
But it was we were talking about it because we were watching The Walking Dead the other day, and I was like, "Look, like it's season 1, and you can just tell that I'm Rick Grimes. I'm Rick. I'm not in charge anymore." But as soon as he's like not talking, and he's listening to someone, he has this proper like British face. He's like, I'm like, dude, I loved The Walking Dead. I was a Walking Dead fiend.
Did you watch
Oh, yeah,
the
me too.
latest?
Oh,
like, what was that one called with him?
With Those Who Live or whatever?
Yeah.
I did not watch it because I didn't finish the last season.
Oh.
Was it good? I know that immediately. Spoiler alert! If you've read the comics, check it out. If you're not, I watched the first episode because it was like
Yeah.
one of those watch it free now, and he like cuts off his arm. I was like, okay, we're getting comic accurate Rick
Yeah.
Grimes here.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
is so fucking good.
Is it?
Yeah, I loved it. But like the main reason it was supposed to be a movie, but the main reason why they didn't turn it into a movie because COVID happened and Andrew Lincoln wanted to stop doing The Walking Dead, and they're like, "Well, let's end you off on a movie." Because he wanted to spend more time.
I
with his
remember-
kids
I
and
remember
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then COVID happened, and then like it just sat on the shelf, so they turned it into a TV show, and you can tell that it was meant to be a movie, and there were supposed to be more scenes in it, but it is so good.
Yeah.
So
That's the cool thing about that apocalyptic like universe is if time passes and people age,
Yeah.
it works.
does,
They're like, yeah, 1 year's probably 8 years for you guys. You have a lot of stress. So yeah, I'm down. I'm down. You get Rick Grimes in a walker. I'm like, that sounds right. He's been through a lot.
he's been through a lot.
It's been a rough 4 years for him canonically.
Dude, I'm gonna rewatch that again.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'll have to watch it. I'll have to check it out.
But yeah, a lot of Walking Dead games are straight up shit. Besides Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on the VR. Have you tried that one?
No, is it good?
It's good.
It didn't look
It
good.
is good.
so I
It
didn't
doesn't.
get
No, it doesn't
Yeah,
look good. But
visually, it looks. It's
it
it's
looks more
VR,
like the
but-
comic.
It's
visually.
hard. It's also hard to market what VR is going to look like unless you're looking at a preview on VR. I feel.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty solid. So I would most definitely play it on a like a Quest or something,
Got it.
not on a
I have
PlayStation
a Quest.
VR.
I have a Quest. So
Okay,
I should
because
try it out.
you're running a lot. It's because you get surrounded quickly, and it's just it's a lot. So
It's very immersive though. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
I was
super
like,
That's
immersive.
cool.
really
That's
into but it's freaky because it's it's like the zombie right in your face. You're like bash him in the head with your freaking machete and stuff, and trying to rip stuff off your arm to like refill ammo and all this stuff.
yeah,
Like, oh
and
my
then
God.
trying to sneak in other people's bases or like communicating with
Yeah,
them. It
yeah.
gets pretty intense.
I just feel like with Walking Dead, with how they've made the walkers, I feel like it should just be easy for them to really bring home and nail a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just feel like
100%.
it
think
should
so,
be,
yeah.
but they're like cursed. I think they're cursed by that because it's like they're slow moving, so you can get some good rendering. You don't,
Yep.
But yeah, it's just everything I've played. The Telltale stuff is cool,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but also it needs a remaster
right.
yes,
It-
100%.
badly.
Yeah. Well, it is funny. It's like, we've been talking, we talked before we started recording about The Last of Us, and I want to kind of talk about that a little bit because I feel like The Last of Us has done that world better with zombies and like The Walking Dead has in the game space, kind of like how Uncharted did Indiana Jones better than Indiana Jones could do a game kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I know you just finished Last of Us playing through both of those, right? How did you feel like? What how did you feel about that overall experience compared to The Walking Dead?
I'm gonna. If you haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, the only way for me to really give my opinion is I have to spoil a little
Spoiler
bit. Have you guys
alert
played it?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
no.
No, you haven't. Do you have any interest in
Nope.
playing it?
Nope.
Okay. My thing with The Last of Us, and I'll talk specifically on the show. The Last of Us show, I remember I'd played snippets of The Last of Us, couldn't really get into it, but I was like, fucking, I'll watch the show. Right. I'll watch a show, and I was like, oh, this is a great story. And then I remember being like, okay, I guess I'll play The Last of Us again. So I re-downloaded it, I played it, and I was like, oh, this is almost the same.
Yeah.
There's like some things I think in The Last of Us, I think that there's some things that obviously playing the game is more immersive and you have more fun. There's certain details. I thought it was also incredibly, I don't know how political we are in here, but I thought it was very progressive. It was a very progressive game without kind of trying to be.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was trying to be super progressive. It was just progress, and it was just like a post-apocalyptic, land. And so I thought it was very, very cool the way that they did it. The show, I think, is excellent if someone doesn't want to play a game, and I think it's exactly what's done right. The second game, I'm interested to see what they do for the show, because I think the only way for them to do the show right and honor the game would be to split it up into 3 seasons.
Okay.
Ellie's story, then Abby's story. The problem is the game wrote itself into a corner. They put itself in a corner because everything that happens in that second game, off the rip, is supposed to not work and has historically never worked in any media I've consumed. You kill off the main guy immediately.
Yeah.
And then you go through this thing, and then you have to... When I started playing as Abby, Joel's killer.
Yeah.
When I started playing as her, I kept Googling, how long do I play as Abby? And trying not to... Because I didn't want to. I straight up did not want to do that. And then by the end of it, when I'm back to Ellie, I'm like, okay, fuck. Like, this game made me like sit with grief for a long time after in ways that I've never experienced on a video game. And so with that, I feel like the only way to do that right is going to be either to have a 20 episode season or to have, season 1 or part 2. But I feel like once that story is done like that and people are on the edge of their seat, once they find out it's going to be from Abby's POV, point of view, once it's from that, I feel like a lot of people are going to click off that. Yeah. And so I'm like, once I played the game, I was like, oh, this is a very complex story to do in a season 2, because it's going to have to be 3 seasons. And then that 3rd season is going to be where people stop watching. It's kind of like with The Walking Dead. People were like, yeah, I like The Walking Dead, but once they killed Glenn, I quit. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, like you missed a lot then, and I'm just worried about that. Kind of repeating history in the same way Walking Dead.
Well, I'm pretty sure they said that the Last of Us 2 is going to... season 2 is going to be broken up into 2 different seasons from the game of Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. I hadn't heard that.
They did say that, yeah. So that is confirmed, but like how they do it...
Yeah,
because I'm on the same boat as you, where I played through the whole game, and like when I first finished part 2, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, because it was just like there's so many things in there that I'm like, you're making me do things I don't want to do.
Totally. Oh my God, yeah.
And that's like so hard throughout the course of the game. And then when they brought in Abby, I was like, I don't want to play her, right now. Like she's my arch nemesis in this situation,
Yeah, but they force you to have empathy, and I'm like, I don't want that.
But
let me kill this
What they
bitch.
probably should do.
Yeah,
that's why I stopped playing the game at that point. I was like,
Season
nope,
2 should probably be the point of view of Abby, and then right at the end of season 2 is killing Joel, and then season 3 is all Ellie, up to the point where Joel is dead.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna
I'd
be
agree
tough.
with that.
Yeah,
I feel like they need to read right.
Yeah,
that was my big thing. The story, in my opinion, wasn't told right. Like, kill Joel, that's fine, but the way you did it and how everything transpires is like, what?
I thought it was fascinating the way they did it, though, because they broke every rule. They did everything wrong, and the writing shined through it so hard that it's like, unless you have the script writers be those Naughty Dog boys, Naughty Dog boys, that's such a crazy thing to say. Yep. I've never said that out loud. I've only had my internal dialogue. Yeah, but unless you have those Naughty Dog boys, oh my God, those Naughty Dog boys. Unless you have those guys, like I don't know. It's just gonna be tough. And also, if you show Abby's perspective, which they tease it in the trailer first, it's like, I don't know her. I want to know what's happening with Joel and Ellie.
Yeah,
Joel just massacred a bunch of people, and now I have to wait another 8 months. I'm very curious how they're gonna do it, and I'm gonna be the dude fighting for my life in every conversation of people who haven't played the game, because I remember like Joel almost got killed in season 1 a couple times, like when he got impaled.
Yeah,
and I remember my parents sitting there because I put him on, And they were like, "Oh, if they killed Joel, I'll never watch this show again." And I just look at my parents. I'm like, "Yeah, dude.
They'll never
Totally,
do that.
I know. I keep I'm in the same boat with my parents. I'm just like, yeah, you have no idea what's coming. Like, there's so much,
and it's
stuff
so
coming.
good too. Like I remember when I beat The Last of Us 2, every time I'd never felt anything like they're like press square to punch, and I have to punch.
Dude, yeah.
I have to punch this like for a lack of better terms, like a Holocaust victim. Like she's so brittle, and she's in a camp, and I have to beat her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, every time I'm pressing square, I'm like just feeling a piece of me like grieve. I'm just like, oh, this is awful.
Well, that's a feeling that's going to stick with you. I think that's the main reason
why
they.
And I was like, this is awful, dude. I like knowing that Ellie knew the whole time why Abby was hellbent on revenge, and Abby spared her. I'm like, I'm not pro Ellie anymore. I'm pro Abby.
Yeah.
And then I talked to people, and the fascinating thing about it is when I would talk to people about it and have these big discussions about The Last of Us Part 2, I'm like, I know everything I need to know about you now, dude. Like, and they're like, nah, fuck Abby. I'm like, did you beat the game? Like, did you play this?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I beat it. I hated playing as that bitch. I wanted her dead. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude.
It is. It's one of those games that definitely makes you question, like everything you thought you knew. It's like all these aspects of it. And it's like I almost wonder if they like how do you think it would have played out if they introduced the Abby bits earlier, like kind of interspersed them. Like I wonder if that, like for me, that I almost was like wondering if that would have helped in some capacity, because even from a gameplay perspective, it's like I just leveled the shit out of Ellie, and all of a sudden it's like I'm back to zero with like Abby, for a little bit. I have to level her back up, But then like just the story back and forth, which they did early on, but then as the game progressed, you were all on Ellie, and then all of a sudden now it's like now you're all on Abby's perspective.
Yeah.
I wonder if they go back and forth a little bit, if there would be a little bit better
The story would be a little
respect
bit fluid
for
and a little
her,
respect for her.
earlier kind of thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's why I'm curious about the show. It's like, are they going to change that at all?
Yeah, I'm more curious about audience retention as opposed to gamer.
Yeah.
Because like I'm in love with the structure of The Last of Us 2 just because they did everything wrong. I'm like, that's where I'm in love with it, because I'm like, everything that you just did, if I try to it's kind of like you guys ever watch Tim Robinson sketches?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like trying to explain to someone who's never seen a Tim Robinson sketch. They're brilliant and they're very well executed. But then when you try to explain that, people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? But that's kind of how it is with The Last of Us. If I try to explain in dumbed down terms what The Last of Us 2 is, it sounds like a terrible game. But the writing is just so good. So anyways, Naughty Dog, I'm sorry I've been glazing you.
So do you think, going back to the TV show, do you think whenever Joel eats it, if he does eat it,
Yeah.
if people are going to react the same way that they did with Glenn with The Walking Dead?
That's what I'm worried about, because if they do, they're
Like, there's going to be an
cooked.
uproar. There's going to be like they're going to stop watching completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. People, because like that's what I'm worried about. But I'm also pretty certain that like the people who know the game are going to be able to be like, hey, wait it out, you know, because there's more of the people who know what's going to happen. I don't know. I actually don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I do think it's going to be like one of those like people who see the show. If it happens exactly how the game is, I think that they'll be able to keep the momentum for a little bit of time, especially with the Tommy stuff. Because I remember when I saw it with Tommy was always hey, Joel, how you doing, Joel? I love you, brother. And then once I saw him get hellbent on revenge, and then I was like, ooh, shit. Like, it really is, like, the first one has so much love in it, and the second one has so much revenge. Yeah. Which is, like, they say that, like, the opposite of the opposite of love isn't hate because they're emotions. The opposite of love is, like, blank. And I think that that's kind of like the yin and yang. I'm gonna go philosophical, guys. Make sure you deep. If you guys are here and made it this far into the podcast, please, for the love of God, comment how to get rid of that subscription. But no, I think that's I think it's a great story. I think they're deeply related. The love versus revenge, and I think as long as HBO does it right, I think it will be okay. Yeah. But that thing that they have as the standard is the best. I think I'm a 26-year-old dude, and as of now, The Last of Us 2 is the best media I've consumed, I think, writing wise. So with that as the standard, if you can't do it as well, it's going to be tough. But if you can do it as well, I think it'll be okay because the writing does shine through. And if they just give it a chance, as long as an episode doesn't end on Joel getting killed,
Right.
I think that'll be fine.
Yeah.
That might be the first scene we see.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. Joel's dead. What? No.
It's a message from the cast. They're standing there and they like take a bow and they're like, by the way, Joel's about to die, but please stick with us to the end. And also, guys, if you love this show, by the end of it, please comment on the Inner Gamer podcast how to get rid of the $8.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to getting back into that conversation again because for me it was so exciting as a gamer who had loved The Last of Us 1, and it took me a while to love part 2, but once I thought about it, like to your point, it's like they broke every rule pretty much in the book of like how to tell stories, and like looking back on it, I'm like I really really appreciate it. I hated myself every moment throughout the course of the game, so I'm like, man, this shit's deep and hard and rough, and
that's
what
what
are you
she
making me do?
Yeah.
That's right. But it was. I'm excited to see how the general public receives it, not be able to play all the nuances of the story and everything, and it's gonna be interesting. But I mean, Neil Druckmann's still a part of it. I mean, he's still very much involved in the TV show, so I think that's a good sign, you know. And the writer that I forgot the guy's name, but the guy that helped create the show with him added a lot of good stuff to the TV show that I think was perfect for the TV show. So yeah, looking forward to that. So
I wish they would incorporate spores.
Spores, yeah.
That's what when I played the game, I was like, there's so much about this game that the TV show kind of misses, and that's like one of them's a 20-hour video game, and the other one's like 8-9 hours of whatever, and there's like stuff to do, so they got to get to the plot. But I think spores was something I kind of missed out on a little bit, and I wish we would have gotten more spores. But I think that like there's that whole you could. Gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what the plot was, but there was that girl in the spores where she's like, oh my god, you are immune, and she gives like information. I wonder how they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
But I don't know, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. I can't stop thinking about it, and I can't stop journaling about it in my dream journal.
there you go.
So.
Well, it comes out next month, so we're right around the corner from it. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh my god, it is. Huh?
Yeah,
That's quick.
Yeah, we're gonna be Last of Us Part 3 is going to be probably 4 years, 5 years, because they're working on that Intergalactic. Is that the name of the game? Heretic Prophet.
No, not Interstellar. Intergalactic. The prophecy.
It's the Heretic Prophet. But I remember that part, but the name, yeah. Have you seen the trailer for that? Their new Naughty Dog game. Okay.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's so they just announced last year at the Game Awards their next IP, which is called, I think, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, but it's featuring this character who's up in space, and it's a sci-fi story, but it's like, clearly they know how to tell stories from like Uncharted to this and stuff like that. I'm really interested to see where they kind of take that new realm, and it's like has this like 80s
it's intergalactic,
got this like 80s kind of vibe, cyberpunky vibe going to it and stuff, and looks cool, but
almost looks like a Cowboy Bebop.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like
Cool.
her spaceship's like it has the Porsche name on the back of it, and
That's so funny.
she was wearing Adidas shoes and stuff like that. It was
Nice.
Yeah, it looked
Nice.
cool.
Well, I mean, even off Jack and Daxter, you knew. Like, I remember when I heard Naughty Dog, I was less surprised that Naughty Dog had made something as good as The Last of Us and Uncharted. I was more surprised at like Insomniac going from Ratchet and Clank, which are great games, to Spider-Man. Like that was mind blowing.
Yeah, that was big.
And so
yes.
Naughty Dog going from Jack and Daxter to The Last of Us was pretty believable because they created this whole universe with, and I was reeled in as a kid. And then equally so, I'm like, even today with nostalgia aside, I put the Jack and Daxter doesn't feel as dated. So like I can play Jack and Daxter and be involved in that story.
That's a game I kind of want to go back to and play. I remember playing that on
need
the
to come out with another one.
PS5 version of it, it's pretty seamless. You think
Really?
it came out
Do
today.
they have a PS5?
They do. It just came out.
That's awesome.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Pick that up.
I'll have to check that out. So besides Grand Theft Auto, what's on your radar coming up in the near future that you're really excited about?
I'm excited about Mafia.
Yeah.
I hope that they do Mafia right.
Did you play the last one, Mafia 3?
I played Mafia 1 and 2.
Okay.
And I did not play Mafia 3. That's just off of, I got them when they were like free on PlayStation.
I got you.
And I just kind of got them and didn't download them. And then at one point not too long ago, I just kind of re-downloaded them. And I was like, I could see how if I got these when it came out, I'd be obsessed.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm hoping that they do that whole like, I don't know. I think we're finally getting to the point where a lot of video games I play, as long as I give it 2 months after they're released to buy them, you know, they're fun. Because for a while there, I was like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for COD every year to find a new COD. I
Gotta love COD.
gotta love some COD, man. But like, if I go like a couple of months and I don't see a single thing about a COD game, I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I like this new COD game, but I'm also like, okay, I'm getting burnt out on.
Yeah, apparently half of
Nuketown.
it's already lost half of its player base.
That doesn't surprise me because
Yeah.
every day I keep getting closer and closer to deleting it. Not for a rage bait reason, but I'm like, you're 200 gigs and I've played you every year for my.
Massive. Yeah.
I've played you every year for 15 years.
It was kind of crazy when that came out because I was gung ho to play that. I mean, that was Black Ops 6 is the first COD game I played that I was like,
Yeah,
this is awesome. I love
same.
this. And then Marvel Rivals came out, and then other
we're
games
hooked
came
on
out.
that.
I'm like, I just stopped playing it now.
I was a Cold War guy for COD. Cold War really
Yeah.
brought me back into that world for a while, and that's one of those games that I'll delete Black Ops 6 every once in a while, re-download Cold War and play
Really?
Cold War. I love Cold War.
multiplayer specifically, or
Multiplayer, yeah.
Yeah.
The campaign's cool
Yeah.
too, because they got the aesthetics of the 80s. I act
Right.
like I was in the 80s, but I'm like, you got that right.
yeah,
You got that right, guys. Good job, Activision and Treyarch. We did it.
yeah.
You did it. I feel nostalgic.
I like to say I know so much about the 80s. I was born 1 month of the 80s, so I'm like,
Oh, really?
I got it. I remember, I remember those days.
Dude, I was
Great.
born in 98, and I'm still like, dude, come on, guys. This was better in the 90s.
I will attribute to that. I do love the 90s, so appreciate you sharing that
absolutely.
excitement for us. Yeah, no, Mafia is going to be a good game. I'm excited. I'm curious to see how it changes with the. They're going away with the open world aspect of it, which I think
Are
is
they?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more of
That makes sense, though, because it's like the 1700s, right? Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's
1800s,
more
whatever.
of like how Uncharted was, or like God of War is now. It's just
Openish
like
area or
openish
something,
areas, but not like full open world.
Got it.
But
That
I
was
think
my
that could
problem
be
with
good.
Fallen Order. That was my big problem with Fallen Order. So I'm like, you're telling me I'm going to 5 planets and I can only go on these pathways?
Yeah.
And they're puzzle based?
Yeah.
You know, I think Star Wars is a couple of years away from us getting a real.
Oh yeah.
I want another Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Oh my God, me too.
Like, you got to be killing me. It's just because Disney took over and they don't want that canon into their universe at all.
Yeah.
Star Killer is just way too fucking powerful.
Yep.
But I think him alone doing a TV show of Star Killer will be phenomenal. And that's
Dude
what
would do it too.
Yeah. And that's what I want to see. I want to see. I'm sorry, I'm fucking derailing a little bit.
Good.
I want to see a story of Dark Vader's rise. That's what I want to see, and a
Yeah.
spin-off of Star Killer. And we don't have to do the what ifs, like what if he killed Luke Skywalker? What if this? Just fucking have that.
Yeah.
You know? God, it was such good storytelling.
Yeah.
Fun gameplay. I miss that game a lot.
They've just muddied up. Disney taking over Star Wars muddied everything up. And I was talking
Yeah.
about this the other day because The Force Awakens, I'm watching, I'm like, okay, it's just Darth Vader again.
Yeah.
But this guy takes off his mask and then it's fucking Adam Driver. He's like, I know what I have to do. It's like, oh, come on, dude. Like, we had James Earl Jones and we got like, I have a book. Like, come on, Adam Driver. But yeah, and then it just was like so successful. It was like the 5th highest grossing movie of all time, Force Awakens.
Yeah, it was.
And then it's like,
Fine.
then I'm like, okay, I can respect that, but it didn't really like. I saw Luke Skywalker and cool. I'm excited to see where it goes. I left the theater pretty excited, and then the second movie, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
What happened?
and then the third movie, I'm like, oh, they gave Luke Skywalker just for men beard dye, and he's a ghost now. Oh, and he still is not as powerful as Anakin Skywalker was. So like we're experiencing, like I'm like and then I'm like, the formula worked so well for The Force Awakens that they didn't try to fix anything. I mean, the Phantom Menace put them in a corner, and then they had to get out of that corner, and then
J.J. Abrams was put on to write The Force Awakens, and then he was like, I'm done. So the Kathleen Kennedy had what's his face come in, Ryan Johnson come in.
Yep.
And she said, you can do whatever you want with this story. So he just went off the deep end, and they're like, shit, I fucked up. So they bring JJ
Abrams back,
and they're like,
and that's where you can
tie
really
these
tell
together?
it
And
was
so when
so
you get to the third
different.
one,
Those
yeah.
like from the second one to the third one, you can tell it's just so fucking
Yeah.
different.
So he had to go in and try to weave everything.
Yeah, it
together.
was weird.
I appreciated how they made Yoda a puppet again.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was nice.
I'm like, wow,
At
we
least
have
we
gotten
got that.
6 Yodas. We got the Phantom Menace where he's a puppet and he's like, and I'm like, oh, you're like 5 feet tall. That's different. Nah, but yeah, I hated those movies. I hated them. I liked Obi-Wan though. I liked
Obi-Wan
the
was
show.
good.
I liked
Obi-Wan
the
was
show,
good. Yeah,
except
I enjoyed it.
like I'm glad they brought back that a lightsaber can cut off a hand, but I also didn't like how he just hit a stormtrooper and it ricocheted. I'm like, you should slice through that guy like butter,
I didn't even
Obi-Wan.
notice
Right.
that.
Yeah, like there was that
Yeah.
scene where they have Leia tied up, and Obi-Wan comes in, and he just hits them like it looked like it was
Like a blunt weapon?
Yeah, I liked how they had.
What?
Yeah, he hit, and it literally like bounced off, and you could tell that he just hit them with the like Neo saber, with the like Xenopixel Neos, because they hit it and it bounces back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that should have cut that guy in half. But I
Interesting.
yeah, it was there were things like that. Little things. I'm like, this is pretty Disney. But it is.
Yeah.
And I can't really complain because of how I was such a Star Wars guy. I have like a Xenopixel collection,
Nice.
you know, because that's one of the things is that they don't tell you. Is once you get followers online, you can hit up lightsaber companies and they'll send you your dream sabers.
Good to know.
There you go.
You know, it's like a
That's good.
collection that I've invested no money into.
I love that.
So
Nice.
So yeah, but I and then they started with the series so much. Mandalorian was dope.
And Lauren's great.
Coming out with a movie now.
Or, yeah.
Mandalorian
Yeah.
movie, and they'll butcher that. The Obi-Wan series was great. I like how it gave that ending fight scene was cool. Wasn't as cool as like Revenge of the Sith, but I thought it was cool in different ways. I like how in Return of the Jedi they take off Vader's mask and he has that slash on his head, and it's like, where did that slash come from? And then
Yep.
they gave him that slash.
Yep.
I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. You know.
Right.
How did you like Endor?
I didn't watch it.
I love to
either.
ask that.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I liked Andor a lot.
I think my
actually.
favorite, like hands down, Star Wars movie was Rogue One.
Dude,
I
so good.
fucking love
Rogue One. Like I didn't watch the Han Solo one,
Oh yeah, no, that one's
but
garbage.
I watched Rogue One in theaters, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this is better than that the sequel trilogy, the not sequel trilogy, but 7, 8, 9.
yeah.
Way better. Rogue One was
Yeah.
excellent. Like,
Well, they got like an indie director to do that film.
really?
Yeah.
Well, the
So for
writer
me-
was Gary Whitta. He does a lot of like video game writing. He worked on, I think he worked
nice.
on the Walking Dead Telltale series, I believe.
Really?
But he worked on some other stuff. But
That's
he also
nice.
wrote the Book of Eli. Remember that movie way back when?
Yeah.
He's done a lot of different
blind
stuff
the whole
but-
time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, Rogue One was great. So
Because originally
unconventional.
they're supposed to get like all these new directors in there to tell these stories in an interesting way, and after that one, I guess they're like, we're gonna switch that up.
Phenomenal Vader too.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
I felt
so good.
that
Jesus
was the
Christ.
most I've ever felt Vader, other than Jedi Fallen Order. That Vader fight scene in that
yeah,
game,
yeah, yeah.
I felt that shit.
Yes.
And I felt Rogue One's Vader the same way I felt that, and I was like, "That's Vader done right."
Yep.
right.
I thought it was excellent. My only complaint is such a stupid one, and it was like, if you watch New Hope, that planet explodes instantly, and if you watch Rogue One, it's like beautiful. Like that planet exploding is breathtaking, and it's slow, and it's looking into each other's eyes passionately. It's like, nah, dude, that was an instant combust. The Death Star combusts. You know what I mean? So, but nah, yeah.
Did you play Jedi Survivor, second Star
I
Wars
did.
game? Yeah.
I did.
What'd you think of that one?
I got pretty deep into it, and then I deleted it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was kind of my thing. I was like, oh, this is cool. Nah.
Yeah, it wasn't
That's
that
where I was,
impressive.
yeah.
That's the second one or the first one?
Second one, yeah.
Fallen
Yeah.
Order was just so amazing, but it was just
Yeah.
it was just a reminder. Like Fallen Order was this is the Force Unleashed, but the opposite way.
Yep.
How amazing is this? And the second one was just a reminder of this is what they're trying to do instead of giving you your sweet little the Force Unleashed back.
right.
And so it was like the first one was like a wow, this is cool to have this fresh perspective. And by the second, I'm like, you already fought Vader.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do now? Fight Palpatine? I don't know
Yeah.
how it ends, so don't spoil that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's fine. I'll just put it that way.
That was my thing. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I was really excited to progress the story in 1, and then in
Yeah.
2, I was like,
Yeah, I think I got to the Vader fight and I was like, I'm done. I'm
Really?
just done with this game. It was already just dragging me along. Like I didn't care about the story anymore. I was like, let me just play the game because combat's fun. But
is there a Vader fight in?
There is, yeah.
There is.
Sorry. Spoilers.
Okay, I'm gonna re-download it.
Yeah.
Sold
yeah.
me.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Sold me.
It's actually a pretty good Vader fight.
it is.
Yeah,
It's
that was
badass,
like
yeah.
the high point in the game, and
Got
then
it.
just like
They did that because they're like, okay, we know we've lost you. We're gonna bring you back.
we're gonna bring it back. Vader's back, and he's a fucking badass. Here you go. Good luck.
Got it. Okay. I'll play it.
Yeah.
I'll play it then.
There is an interesting ending to it. I'm curious to see where they take it in 3. Like, is there
going to be a 3?
that they left
Yeah,
it?
they
with
left
there's
it
a 3.
open.
Yeah,
If there
so
will be,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
if they're gonna. I don't know if they'll do that.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
It's on a cliffhanger, at this point.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
yeah.
depends on where they take it. I think it could be really interesting for a 3. I feel like 2 almost feels like a kind of a filler episode between 2 things, and I'm
Yeah.
worried that
got
may be
it.
why it was the way it was.
Get you used to some new controls a little bit, so they can introduce a bigger one. Maybe.
Yeah, basically. So we'll see how it turns out.
I
but
did beat that game. Now that I think about it,
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I stepped away for a while after the Vader fight.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because you go to the.
No,
No,
spoilers.
no,
just saying,
Yeah,
shut the
yeah,
fuck up,
yeah,
shut the
no,
fuck up.
no,
Boom, boom, bang.
yeah,
Boom, boom,
yeah,
bang.
yeah.
Do it. Spoil it. Do it. Do it.
Oh, cool. What do you have? What's next for you on the horizon in your career and stuff like that? What's coming up down the pipeline for Chandler Cooper?
I have an album coming out. The album is called LOL I Swim Real Good, I Swear It. It's almost done. I have a song coming out April 1st, and that song is called Funny because it's April Fool's Day. And it's kind of racing against the clock right now on the master for it. So if worse comes to worse, if it doesn't come out April Fool's, but a music video will be dropping on April 1st for it, regardless of what happens. So April 1st is Funny, and I'm just really trying to use my artistry to put my. No, I'm not gonna. I was gonna make the rock star joke again. It's gonna be like, I just need to spread awareness that I need to get my $8 a month back.
Yeah, right.
But no, I mean that's kind of it. And I'm probably just gonna be playing some games and then acting like I'm too busy and I don't know nobody. So that's kind of it. That's what I got going on. Funny April 1st, and Looking for Sarah's out now. Nauseous is out. Nauseous is the story of me going from Cleveland, Texas to Hollywood, California, and experiencing the cultural shock and struggling with finding a purpose and resorting to substance abuse. And then Looking for Sarah is about how, fuck all that, I'm just trying to find love. and yeah, I got Sarah right here. She's doodling behind the camera. So I got Sarah here, and so yeah, that's just kind of what's going on. So that's about it. Stream my music, and try. If you like it, let me know how much you like it, and if you hate it, please don't tell me anything, because I'm a fragile little Fort Worth-based music artist.
Yeah. What are your handles? How can people find you online?
If you can find me anywhere, you can type at Chandler Cooper. And for people who want some really niche comedy and less me shoving music down your throat, you got Susan Bennett's Pay Pig 2 on TikTok and Susan Bennett's Pay Pig on Instagram. And yeah, just kind of a peek behind the curtain a little bit. So that's it.
Love that. Chandler, it was great having you on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks
really
for having me,
appreciate
guys.
it.
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. A great conversation. I'm super hyped to talk to you once The Last of Us show comes out and
Yes.
see if see what we find out. you know?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
And GTA 6, and we can peel you off your couch.
Dude, I know, right?
Dude, have me come back. I'll have a lot of words.
Dude, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely will do that. And everybody watching, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you give us a like and follow and let us know in the comments below what you think of the conversation. If you can give any tips on the PayPal, we'd love to hear that. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Sweet.
Who's your least favorite Fort Worth artist? No, I'm just kidding.